So
I'm not going to bring this up because it's still some sour grapes with me personally. The man who used to sit in your chair, the reason why he doesn't anymore is for that very reason, is because he decided to take things his own direction. And we were like, thanks, but no thanks. We just don't want to be a part of the message you're portraying. You know, you can say whatever you want. We'll just choose for you not to be a member of our team anymore to do it. And that's the reality of an at-will country, an at-will state, is that if you say something that a company doesn't agree with, they have the legal right to fire you or to fine you. Like, there are rules. That's what happens. Like, welcome to being an adult and being a professional, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. And going off that, you know, so let's take Twitter. You know, you're a professional wrestler. You've been in WrestleMania. You've headlined big time events. Like, you know how many people follow you and people that's going to see that?
A lot of people are arguing that BD doesn't have the right to be the judgment of his peers. He's not. The big thing to remember here is he's part of a panel and a committee, a disciplinary committee, as it were. He is the only active wrestler. The rest of them are attorneys. Okay. He is one of 5. The other 4 people on the team are legal team. Okay. And what they do is, as the person who is with his boots on the ground, that's what he represents. I did disciplinary committees in hotels. They would have me come on and I would be the unbiased, like, member of the committee if it was from another department. The times I had to go in front of disciplinary committees, they would have like the chief housekeeper or the front office manager or whatever my equivalent was in my department as the EC, whatever their department's equivalent was. And that's what happened. Your peers were part of that process. This isn't crazy or unheard of, or, you know, like, welcome to corporate America, fucks. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, that's just what happens. People hold you accountable. And I think a lot of times in our society, specifically in 2023, we're soft. SAWFT, soft. And soft. And anytime somebody goes against you, you become the victim. The fact of the matter is, you're not a keyboard warrior. Welcome to corporate America. You're going to be held accountable for the things you say online. Man, I'm on a fucking tear tonight, guys. Somebody say something to piss me off. Allison and I are now Will's disciplinary.
I mean, I could say a lot of shit to piss you off, and I'm not going.
Not going to.
We just had this conversation. We can't say certain shit. Don't prompt me.
You know what? I refuse.
You look better with long hair.
Oh, dude, I look like a ratty homeless dude with long hair, Bo.
Well, you said say something to piss you off.
That didn't piss me off, but I appreciate it. I love your opinion. That's all. What you got next for us, Al?
Next is Jack Perry, as we know, is no longer under suspension. That news came on the same day as multiple sites reported on Perry filing a trademark for Jungle Boy. So he filed his own private trademark for Jungle Boy.
Because he's the devil.
Because he's the devil!
You mean Luke Perry's kid?
Isn't that the guy from 904?
He was the one that was in 911222 or whatever the show was.
Oh, that was like the one Birdhouse show.
Yeah, Birdhouse, the one that in the Netflix TV show.
Okay,
he was on that.
Okay.
I don't give a shit about Jack Perry. He's the devil. I'm pretty convinced it's either him or Sammy Callahan, one of the two.
Yeah,
I think so.
Well, funny you should say that. Where did it go? I put it somewhere else. Oh, I meant to put it up here with oh, yes. Fightful Select heard that AEW star Kyle O'Reilly has been backstage as of late, and it looks like he could return to TV. So that would also support the rumors that Adam Cole isn't really hurt, and so that would make the devil Adam Cole, and then his two little minions would be Kyle O'Reilly, and I would assume also Bobby Fish, but it could be someone.
One would assume.
One would assume it would also be Bobby Fish.
That's pretty good, Bo.
Me and Al are at odds. She thinks it's Jack Perry, and I think it's Kyle O'Reilly is the devil.
Listen, there are good arguments for both.
There is. It really is.
Yeah.
8 Seconds was a hell of a movie, AJ. I'm just saying. That was a Luke Perry movie where he played a bull rider.
Oh,
Tommy,
the
write
Garth
it.
Brooks song.
Yeah, it's right up here. His eyes are cold and restless.
No, it's not.
Rodeo.
Okay.
His eyes are rain. Yeah, Rodeo.
Rodeo.
It's cool. It is what it is. Lane Frost.
Oh, Jack Frost's brother.
No.
Oh,
Got it. Got it. Fucking figured it out. Thank you, Tom.
what's up, Tom in the house, ladies and gentlemen? Give Tom a follow. Everybody follow Thorny22 and listen to some fucking dope ass house music. One of my favorite DJs right now, besides this kid, of course. Al?
Some contract things. Fightful notes that Alexa Bliss has a deal at least through 2023. It could be extended due to missing so much time though. If they don't re-sign her, they're fucking dumb because they desperately need her. I feel like that women's division has been hurt by her and Liv being out and Carmella being out.
So, let's say they re-sign her. Now with Bray being gone and she had the whole dark side thing, does she come back as Alexa Bliss, the dark side, or does she come back as like when she first started?
5 Feet of Fury Bliss or whatever it
Yeah.
was called. That's what I want.
Yeah.
They should repackage her. I mean, it's a good opportunity to. She had been on her own, like, because their stories hadn't really come back together when he was back. So, like, it had, like, slightly, but not really.
Very happy about that, by the way, AJ.
I'm happy there's no more NXT titles on the main roster.
Incorrection. Ready? I'm
Oh,
gonna piss
fuck.
Al off.
Oh, that's right.
Dragon Lee
Dragon
is
Lee's on
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
God damn it. Stupid.
We're saving a lot of the NXT news. I do want to touch on something we will in a minute, but directly after we finish, we'll be raiding over to Off the Top. Jax and Phil and Scows are going to be doing a deadline review. So once we finish up here, we're raiding over there to cover all of the deadline stuff. We want to give that to the NXT guys and let them do their thing. But there were some killer moments in that show for sure.
Good morning, Broadcast.
What's up, Tom? Good to see you, Bubba. Thanks for stopping by on the other side of the world.
More contracty things. Randy Orton's deal was initially set to expire in the fall of 2024, but he is likely to also have time extended to his contract.
Makes sense. He was injured for so long. It doesn't surprise me that they're going to try to keep him as long as they can. Plus, Orton's one of those guys I don't think will ever leave.
No.
He'll be a WWE lifer, and especially at this point with his injury and stuff. So,
The injury, Triple H being one of his mentors now running the ship. Like, he's got a lot to gain staying right where he's at.
there's a whole lot going on for him that is all really great things.
No, I agree. According to the Wrestling Observer News, MJF's torn labrum is said to be worse than the one he suffered in 2020. MJF believes he can do careful matches or smoke and mirror matches prior to his scheduled match against Samoa Joe at AEW World's End.
I don't think it's smart to work. Like, I've never thought it was smart to work injured.
No, I don't disagree. I mean, it's his choice.
I worry that if it's an actual major injury, that he's going to end up doing more damage than what is already done if he wrestles hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's my worry with it.
Agreed.
And then with him being hurt, I feel like the Samoa Joe MJF match at World End is going to go by real quick.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe's going to come out there and just destroy him.
It's not for the title, is it?
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to let him drop that belt to Joe, so it doesn't matter.
AJ says that MJF will lose at Revolution, which is where I thought that it would happen because that's their big show in March. So I thought maybe at Revolution, maybe All In, but it'll depend on where the story goes. And All In's another 8 months away. So that would be him holding that belt for almost 2 years.
We've seen crazier belt title runs lately.
The guy who's never here or whatever Phil said.
Yeah. The Observer says that this is about Raw's next TV deal. They were hoping for a $400 million deal, but analysts believe it's closer to $387 million per year. For most of the negotiation period, the idea was FX is the leader, with Netflix, USA, Warner Brothers, and Amazon Prime all being talked about. What do y'all think about Raw going to FX or Netflix? I think Netflix would be a really weird place.
Yeah, don't put it on Netflix. Fuck that.
Didn't we just talk about this? Like last week? Didn't I bring up the fact that I had somebody from Netflix tell me that? Yes. Okay, so I'm just reiterating the fact that another one of my reports were, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit jaded tonight.
Not to toot your own horn.
Here's my thing. Netflix has never done anything live.
That's not true.
Tell me one live.
They did live sports in England with Premier League soccer, and I know that's that you're an American, so that's not canon for you. But they have done live sports in other countries and other markets.
It's weird.
I'd much rather see it go to FX than Netflix.
There's a lot of people that are like super anti-Netflix, so I think Netflix would be a bad move.
I'm not anti-Netflix, but I think that I think looking at it from the perspective of viewership, Netflix is like the second largest subscriber-based thing on the planet. You know what I mean? Like, but you can also go to Peacock. Like, I don't know why Comcast, Universal, like NBC hasn't made a bigger push then.
Because they own USA.
Oh yeah, shit. And USA can't afford SmackDown and Raw. And that's why we're in this fucking boat to begin with. As the circle continues, and we're back around at the top of the circle. So Netflix or Amazon or fucking FX, apparently. Why would FX seems like a weird pick? Wasn't it on FX like SmackDown was on...
SmackDown sometimes is on FX.
Or Fox Sports 1.
It's been on FX before, though.
It's been on FX also, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, that would basically just be, like, swapping Raw and SmackDown, like, where they are.
SmackDown's a bigger show right now.
Bring it back to sci-fi.
Ew.
God.
I don't know. I think that a lot of people really don't like Netflix because of, the anti-password sharing shit. So I think that people are leaving Netflix in droves. So I think Netflix would be a poor place. And they're going to lose a lot of advertising revenue if they go to a streaming service.
I don't know. Maybe. You know more about marketing than I do.
They will lose a lot of ad revenue going to a streaming service.
Because they won't be paying for as many commercials in each show.
Correct.
That makes sense. Look at you with the big brains.
Yeah, because people can pay for ad-free Netflix.
Yeah, unless it's like Hulu Live, in which case they implement ads even into paid stuff. Because Butt's on Hulu Live, we're on Hulu Live.
But it's not the same. It's not the same ads.
Okay, but I'm just playing tit for tat and devil's advocate.
No. Anywho, moving forward, Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble opponent is not locked in, but Randy Orton, KO, LA Knight have been considered. Knight was supposed to go in another direction as of last week, and it says that Owen is going to go after Logan Paul. So it's probably going to be Randy and Roman, I would assume.
Death, taxes, and KO wrestling Roman at the Rumble. Wouldn't this be like the third year in a row they would have done it if KO wrestles Roman at the Rumble?
Yeah, it'd be stupid.
Third year in a row for it?
No. And Ritter is correct. You can also pay for ad-free Twitch as well. Please subscribe. Give us your money. You Jeff Bezos bullshit. Yeah.
You were almost there. Some of those words were.
We like money. We, Okada's New Japan contract is up. We've talked about this several times at the end of January, and he's seriously entertaining signing with WWE or AEW per Sports Illustrated. What was that?
Signing with WWE or AEW. I can see Okada going to AEW. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him go to WWE and rehashing a feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. But Kota Ibushi's in AEW. AEW and New Japan do have that working relationship still.
Yeah.
So I could see his first big company in America being AEW.
I agree.
I worry that Bushi Road, the parent company like the Endeavor to WWE, Bushi Road is that to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They own New Japan and Stardom. I worry that Bushi Road looks at Okada the way WWE does somebody like The Undertaker or Shawn Michaels. They will throw everything they have at that man to keep him in New Japan. I've written about their over-resilience. It's like a toxic relationship where the person wants out and he does everything to get the other person to break up with him, but the other company the other partner just keeps giving and giving and giving to keep you around. That's kind of the relationship Bushi Road and Okada have, is every time he's ever tried to leave the company, they sweeten the pot that much more so he doesn't want to go. So I think if they can convince Okada to leave and come to the States, it'll be huge because nobody's ever been able to convince him to leave New Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I think if he leaves New Japan, I'm kind of on the same page with Bo. He goes to AEW because there's been a lot of, ex New Japan stars that have signed with AEW and have been in matches lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just follows in their footsteps.
I agree with Matt as well. Okada in the E wouldn't be anything special. My worry is in WWE, Okada would get the Shinsuke treatment where they would turn him into like an anime character or something. And I'm not taking anything away Shin's current character. I love his current work, but WWE's never truly understood how to book a strong style wrestler. Tommy, where's Japan?
You're muted, by the way, Bubba.
Is it in Asia?
It's in Asia. Tommy gets a point now.
All right. But I do want to throw this out there about him signing to AEW. Because AEW hardcoreists also are frequent New Japan watchers. Are they willing to watch the rematches that he's going to have with like Jay White and Kota Ibushi and all, like just the rehash of some of these New Japan matches just here on American soil?
Probably.
Yes. But see, this is and I talk about things being canon in Connecticut, right? Like WWE only believes things that happen in their wrestling bubble exist in the wrestling world, all right? Yeah. This is the nice thing about only the diehards. The answer is always Asia. You're right, Katie. The thing is, so when he comes over here, in kayfabe, this will be a lot of the first times a lot of American eyes will see Okada. Outside of his work in AEW, people don't know it. You know what I mean? They don't know the Rainmaker the way diehard New Japan fans do. So there will be a lot of eyes on him that this will be the first time they've seen Okada in America. So, you know, that might be something too. It's something shiny and new for the community, you know, especially the not quite diehards who have never had a chance to see him work. Yes, they are. They are going to frantically beat meat to that.
Okay, then.
Charlotte Flair has been pulled from WWE live events due to a fairly serious injury. During commercial break on SmackDown, there was a botched move between her and Asuka off of the top rope. Asuka fell back, and Charlotte fell on her knee and has hurt her knee pretty badly. So,
no, send her home for 6 months and let her come back and win a title.
She's the queen. She can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like we never fucking see Roman and he has a title. Like I'm gonna go a little bit of a soapbox with this. I love you, Jax, but your comment.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Like here's the thing: when anybody else does it, it's not an issue. But like Charlotte leaves and comes back and gets put in the title picture, everyone's got their fucking panties in a twist about it. Bianca was gone forever, was gone for a while, comes back, is in the title picture. Becky was gone for a year, came back, won the title in 26 fucking seconds. Like, why is it only not okay if Charlotte does it?
What are the Iconics? They showed up at Impact and won the Knockouts tag titles on their first day of work.
Yeah. I mean, how many times, like Brock Lesnar only comes in to be in the title picture.
Yeah.
I don't wear panties.
But no, you know what I mean? Like,
Charlotte has earned the right to do that.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's more of it happens more often with Charlotte than it does with the other ones. But I think Charlotte's worked her ass off from NXT all the way up for main eventing WrestleManias and going from the Divas champion to recrowning of the women's champion, which was probably the best move they made. And so let her take 6 months off, let her heal up, come back strong, and show that the fact that she is at the end of the day, right, wrong, or indifferent, and people can disagree with me, her last name is Flair. Rick has put that name on a pedestal so she could stand on it. By God, let her stand on that bitch.
Yeah. And I think people shit on her a lot because her last name is Flair. They don't like her father, so they assume that she's not a good person, which is far from the case. Yeah, her dad's super fucking problematic. I'm not going to deny that. But without him, the wrestling world wouldn't be what it is. Like, you can't take away from what Flair gave to their business. Yes, he's a shitty fucking person.
Her dad is making the last name mud. I completely agree with that. Also, just me being me, analytics, I like to look up the facts, clear cut, black and white. Charlotte Flair has had 2 extended absences in the ring in 2020. She missed July through November. We remember when that happened because that was the fiasco. Then she came back. And then she left from June until November in 2022.
She got married.
Because she got married.
Yeah.
And then she came back. So in her career, she's only had 2 comebacks. 2. Every other time from 2012 through 2013. She didn't miss more than a month of action, but twice. It's hard to say every time she comes back, if she's never really gone? That's an argument I've never understood. She might not be on TV. She's still working matches. She's still in the program. She's still doing house matches because you don't physically see her. It's out of sight, out of mind. But that's not how wrestling works. House shows are still canon, even if you don't think so.
That's Samoa Joe.
They don't make anything for Charlotte unless there's a title involved. So maybe they need to figure out a way to have her in a good program without a title. And I've bitched about everyone who does that, but Charlotte is put there the most.
This most recent run she's done, she's not like it's a group of them going after that title. It's not just her singular. It's her and Bianca, and they've mostly been in tag matches. They've done a lot this run without her specifically going after that title. Now it's been building up to that, but she has done more matches as a tag team with Bianca or in groups since she's been back than she has before. She hasn't really, no one's really going after Asuka's title per se. No one person is going after Asuka's title. Like it's not a 1v1 situation for that title.
Yeah. Outside of house shows as well, all of her current matches and programs are title adjacent, but not her going after the title either. Her being in the title picture and her going after the title are two very different things.
When you only have one women's match on a fucking card per show, like, of course everyone's going for the fucking title.
That's what a women's division should be. Is everyone going after that title? And that's what I think.
They don't have a mid-card title for the women.
No, and SmackDown's doing their women's division better than Raw is.
Yeah, because Raw ain't doing shit with their women's division.
Funny thing. Charlotte has been active in the ring for 2 years longer than Shotzi has. In that 2 years, she has worked double. It being in the 2 years longer, she's worked double the amount of matches Shotzi did.
Because they don't use Shotzi a lot. They're starting to now, but before they didn't.
I'm just using her as a comparison.
Yeah. Ritter wants to know, the real question is, does Rick woo when he nuts?
He does. 100% he does. 100% he woos when he nuts.
So do I.
He does the dance too.
I don't think that. Woo! I don't even want to know how that would work out, Tommy.
Now I kind of do.
It's like the build up before he nuts.
Listen, when he nuts now, it probably comes out as powder.
It's like woo. It's woo energy.
Woo energy. Jay Uso's Yeet shirt was blurred out on Raw. WrestleVotes posted that it's because of a trademark issue. The word and merchandising was put on hold because a wrestler in West Virginia named Casey Huffman filed a trademark on Yeet in 2021 in the wrestling space, but they have since worked out these issues. So Jay will be able to use his Yeet again.
It was a waiting game.
Mm-hmm. They just had to wait for the trademark to expire.
Yeet.
Sources in WWE Creative said Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were originally supposed to be a short-term pairing, but they've gained tremendous support and are now expected to play a strong role in programming through Mania, as WWE expects the team up will help them both in the long run. I don't hate them together, to be honest.
They have matching gear. That's all I ask of most of the time in tag team wrestling these days is at least have your fucking gear match.
Hey, look, I like them together because you get punched in the face backstage.
By KO. It's weird, though, like, having them teamed up and then KO is, like, going after them, but KO doesn't have a partner.
He doesn't need a partner. He beat both their asses. I hope they're building this to 2-1 handicap and Kevin Owens gets the win.
Well, he's hurt. So
I know, but my point is I'm
Yeah.
hoping that they build to a handicap match.
yeah.
The tag team division needs more established tag teams. Both of these guys were getting squandered in the mid card of the men's divisions. So let them be competitors in the tag team division then.